What's going on, guys? Today it's a different style of video. Today I'm going to be reacting to the 43-minute UFC 251 countdown video. We're going to see snippets of me. You're not going to see me entirely. I'm not going to react to this with you guys for all 43 minutes showing you the entire thing. But at the certain parts I find interesting or where there's a talking point, I'll be able to talk to you guys, and that's my goal with this. Hopefully there are a lot of interesting points in this. I'm excited to see where they go with Usman versus Masvidal. I'm excited where they go to talk about Otra Jan's background fighting in the ACB, the ACA. Hopefully they go there. But without further ado, let's get straight into this video and enjoy the best parts of the UFC 251 countdown episode. You know, the first thing with the UFC 251 countdown, it's got the venue as the intro trailer, the beginning of the video, because man, they're playing up this fight island as much as they possibly can, and I like it because it's an interesting thing you can play off of. It's not to say you have, not only do you have COVID going on with the UFC where they're able to hype up their fights being the only sport ongoing with COVID, now they throw in Fight Island, and now they throw in a huge main event. They're just demanding people to watch, and it's just super fun to see how the UFC is pulling this entire thing off. Awesome, extremely awesome, love it. Let's hopefully we get some interesting stuff about the fights. Banger. I'm gonna turn off the volume. If I have to pull up the volume, I'll put it in the video. Because I don't want to get, if I'm talking, I don't want it too loud. And if I'm talking, I don't want to get copyrighted. Another interesting thing to talk about first, because it's going to happen a ton in this entire countdown video and in all the countdown videos prior. The way that they train right now is ridiculously different than what they would be doing prior to COVID. So it's also fun to see those different things. I want to hear if they talk about Volkanovski being able to train with sparring partners, bringing them in to see what they do. Hopefully City Kickboxing gave him some hours in the gym. We're going to see all of that, hopefully, in this countdown series, but maybe not a ton of it because they want to kind of hide that off from their opponent. But let's see what we got. I feel like a fucking goose for not knowing about the best featherweight of all time. There's not much history in the featherweight division. You got Jose Aldo, you got Max Holloway, world champs, you got Conor McGregor. You put together a resume of top fighters and you win and you go a span like Jose Aldo or near a span like Jose Aldo, and you compare the names to that long run of Jose Aldo, to Max Holloway beating Aldo twice, and then you putting Holloway on your resume. And then if he was to go on to defend the belt numerous times, I could really see Volkanovski putting together a resume that would be an easy conversation to say that he might be the greatest featherweight of all time. But again, it's going to take some fights. You're going to have to defend against Holloway, and you're going to have to get a couple more title. Not even a couple. You're going to have to get numerous more title fight defenses, but it's possible in the UFC if this guy is as active as he normally is. It's going to be exciting to see. Look at the wins. His last three wins are top of the line wins. Stops Chad Mendes, beats up Jose Aldo for 3 rounds. Well, it was actually a close fight with Jose Aldo for 3 rounds, and then he beats up on Max Holloway for 5. That is putting together a resume of you trying to be the featherweight GOAT. I gotta give him that much. Holloway came out and said to Ariel Helwani that he didn't train with sparring partners, so I'm assuming all of this footage was prior to this fight camp, this lead up during COVID. I'm assuming that. I don't know if it's happened everywhere, unless the UFC sent out cameramen to all these parts of the world. But he said that he wasn't sparring with anybody. It was Zoom calls. Maybe he did say he was sparring with some people, so maybe that's true. Maybe I'm butchering this entire thing, but I swear I read and saw that he was Zoom calling with his coaches that were going through drills and techniques. I don't know if it's 100% true, but it's something that I look at as like, what's going on here?
Dominations of well-qualified opposition.
Oh! Very, very, very well-qualified competition. Featherweight GOAT conversation here. We gotta take a little sidestep. I've been talking about it for Volkanovski. We gotta talk about it for Max Holloway because he's right there in the top 3 of that conversation. He's got his adversity now. He went through all his stuff. His loss was to Conor McGregor. You get the loss to Conor McGregor, Dennis Bermudez, on his entrance into the UFC. He's 21 at the time. Then he goes on this massive win streak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 fights. In his 10th fight, he faces Anthony Pettis, interim title shot, wins it. Then he takes out Jose Aldo twice. Not many people have taken out Jose Aldo. So he takes him out twice. Then he goes on to lose to Alexander Volkanovski, which I would say this is his biggest step into adversity in his entire career. You could argue maybe the Conor McGregor loss, maybe the Dustin Poirier loss, but those losses didn't really amount to much. It was on his way up, and then when he was at featherweight title status, he went up to lightweight and lost the fight, so I really wouldn't say that. But here, he lost his belt to Volkanovski. Is he going to redeem that loss? And if he does, we're going to start having to put him in the comp. We're going to have to start comparing directly him, Jose Aldo, who is the featherweight greatest of all time. It's going to be fun stuff to see this Saturday night. We're going to start writing history here in the featherweight division with this matchup. Who's going to win? Volkanovski is going to go on to hopefully have a long career defending the belt, or is Max Holloway going to redeem it and then continue as the featherweight champion on his path to being the featherweight GOAT? Big stipulations here for a division that's only ever had 3 world champions. Aldo in the WEC coming into the UFC days, monster. Volkanovski played such a beautiful game plan. Beautiful game plan in this fight. Picked him apart, won a 5-round decision. Beautiful fight from Volkanovski. What are the stats here? I want to see the UFC. Give me the UFC stats. What are the stats here? He outstruck him. They both threw the same. Volk outstruck him. Let's look at the round by round. Those early rounds really took advantage of Max Holloway, outstriking him in the first 3. Lost the last 2. That's when Holloway started picking it up. I remember this fight clearly of Alexander was starting to pick him apart from the start, and I'm a huge Max Holloway fan, so I was starting to get cheesed. I was like, man, you got to start putting the pressure on. You got to put the pressure on. When are you going to put the pressure on to finish him? And it just never came to fruition. A finish never came. Volkanovski earned the decision, but man, such a close fight. 45. If somebody scored at 45-50, 50-45 for Volk, and then 48-47, 48-47. It was, you could argue 49-46. I don't know if I saw it 50-45, but the strikes tell me I was exactly right in what I saw watching the fight. Maybe you guys can disagree with me, but Volk did really outperform Max in those first 3 rounds. Fun fight. I'm so excited to see how this one goes next. With all the outside events like COVID and all that, out training differently, it's going to be wild. It's going to be wild. All right, let's continue.
Only 3 guys' decisions mattered that night. 3 people, and I didn't get them.
Real part of the sport. A lot of point fighting happens. Holloway seems a little bit upset on that. I saw Volk winning the fight too. I can see why I've seen people on social media platforms getting upset that Holloway's kind of writing off Volk's win with those kind of statements. What could you want? What do you want? I'm not going to pick a side on that. I just want to see, hopefully we get something a little more decisive in this next fight. Wow. That's fucking awesome. Tony Ferguson out here kicking metal pipes. Volkanovski out here kicking a legendary, what did they call it? What did they just call that? Kicking pole. His legendary kicking pole. I fucking love it. Love it.
I want to put him away. He's gonna
That's
know.
what I fucking love to hear. Let's fucking get it. Saturday night. Let's see what the fuck happens. I'm so excited. I'm a goose. I forgot to record an outro, so here's your outro. If you guys want to see the middle parts of the UFC 251 countdown just like this, reacting to it, talking about it, all the above, make sure you smash that like button. If we get 15 likes before Thursday, I will post that for you guys no matter what. I'm going to do Jorge Masvidal versus Usman's part of the UFC 251 countdown because that part's hype. So you guys got to smash that like button if you guys do want to see that. 15 likes, that's all I'm asking by Thursday. But that'll do it for us today, guys. Make sure you hit that sub button if you did enjoy and like the video. If you enjoyed it, please and thank you. But that'll do it. And again, leave a comment since this was Max Holloway versus Alexander Volkanovski. For the most part, let me know who you guys think is going to take that belt home Saturday night from Abu Dhabi. Please let me know that in the comment section below. But that'll, again, do it for today, guys. Peace out.